Welcome everybody to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. Not just another episode 260.
260, bro.
260. That's a lot of episodes, man. Yeah. As you might have heard, well, you haven't heard my name yet. My name's Wade. CD had a family emergency this evening that he had to deal with, so wish him the best and hope everything's okay. In place tonight, got a special co-host, Laura Coppola. Did I butcher your last name?
No, you did not.
Sweet. I won tonight then. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me back, man. I always love co-hosting for you.
Of course. You're always welcome. Got sound engineer Kurt.
How's it going?
What are you just talking in the top of your mic? You're the sound guy.
Fuck you. I'm working on it, man. Jesus Christ.
And our guest tonight is Jackie Anderson.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kurt and I recently went down to St. George in my truck, which the listeners probably know. I got a new truck, all that shit.
What kind of truck did you get, Wade?
A Tacoma.
Which one?
TRD Pro.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
A nice truck.
Yeah,
what year?
Fucking expensive.
How long did you wait for it?
What year did you get?
Long time. Nobody wants to hear this shit. Show isn't about me.
What year did you get? 2019? I
got actually a 2002 Olympic edition.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, Winter Olympics edition. But while we were down there, we spent a lot of time in the car, obviously 4 hours there and back about that. One thing that we heard on the radio is talk about buffets. Kurt has a lot. Kurt has a strong opinion about buffets, and I do too.
In favor of or against?
I think it depends on the buffet, but I also think that in Vegas, come on, you got to go to a buffet.
Yeah.
No, you don't. No,
I think Vegas buffets are the safest ones.
No, I don't care.
I don't think any. Any buffets are safe. There's
they're all
sneeze guard
disgusting.
big enough for me.
Jackie, would you go? Do you go?
You got some kid reaching up, getting their hands in the mashed potatoes, and you don't know about it. And then they come around and you scoop up right where their hands were.
I guess it depends on how big your imagination is.
See, that's true. That's a good point.
You got some guy reaching in, grabbing that fried chicken, inspecting it.
Do they have adults only
Throws it
buffets? I don't know.
I mean, at this point,
I don't know what
shouldn't have a margarita bar.
But I also don't know what Laura means by adults only buffets. It kind of sounds like you're taking that to a different area.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't
That'd
it?
Be the buffet with the best fucking business.
Yeah, you're right. That sounds like a viable business.
Buffets are too expensive for what you pay for. You know, you go to Golden Corral or Chuckarama. I don't give a fuck. You're paying $15 to $20, $25 to get into the place, and then you have to load up a trough full of food,
which I can't eat. I'm
you don't have to.
You're going to pay
$25
$25 for that. Why?
Yeah,
but you don't have to load up your plate. It's a buffet. You can go back as many times as you want.
But why would you go back? You're gonna load up a plate of food and take it back to your table and eat it, and you're gonna be full as fuck.
Don't load it up. Get just a little bit. No, you're just
gonna get a little bit, and you're fucking full. You know,
so Jackie, how often have you gone back in a buffet to load up?
I would say not more than maybe 2 plates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Same here.
Because I feel like food waste. Anything you put on your plate that you don't eat.
So you just paid $25 for 2 plates of food, right? So you could have done the same if you would have just ordered 2 entrees.
But hear me out on this. That's a pretty decent meal for 2 people. At that cost, right?
Well, it's $25 each.
Yeah, but you just ate 2 people's food. Yourself, fucking fat ass.
But then people don't even finish it, and that's where the food waste comes.
Yeah.
So you're like, I'm going to try this now because I can try it, but maybe I don't like it.
So is there a time limit? Like, I imagine there's people that can just eat and eat and eat. Like, do they kick you out?
Yeah, they will after probably like 4 hours.
So coming from somebody that used to work at Golden Corral.
You fucking worked at Golden Corral?
I did. I was a glorified busser. So pretty much we would sometimes have families in there from noon until 6 o'clock.
No.
And they would sit there and eat all day. And we weren't allowed to kick them out.
There's no time limit at Golden Corral?
Nope.
Wow.
And that's probably why they closed down the one I used to work at. But I'm like, there's very few left in Utah.
Question, what was their physique like?
Leave race out.
Ham planets.
You know, no comment, but it definitely wasn't pristine.
I'd love to make this whole episode about buffets, but we're not going to do that today. Another thing that we did do while we were down in St. George is we went to Glitter Mountain. And no, that's not a strip club.
Damn it.
But what a good name if it was.
Right? It's not a spin-off of the Girls of Glitter Gulch from Las Vegas.
It's not. But it's a gypsum mine. It's an active mining claim that's in Arizona, just south of St. George. And I brought you a gift, and you too, Laura.
Yeah.
I gave you your...
Absolutely love it. Thank you.
So one thing that I want to point out about Glitter Mountain is that it's not really a mountain. Because when we pulled up onto it, I was like,
Here we fucking go.
Here we go. Like, oh, this is more like a hill.
It looks like a fucking garbage dump, honestly.
It does. It looked like a broken glass bottle trash heap.
But it was shiny.
It was. It was
so
really.
it literally
was
natural
from a distance,
glitter.
I was like, what the fuck?
Natural glitter, the best kind.
I knew that it was natural, so that's why I was amazed by it. I was like, oh my god, look at that! It's all natural shit, but it looks like fucking broken glass.
It was really cool to come over the hill when you're driving towards it, and then it just all reflects the sunlight.
Okay, and I was over exaggerating when I said hill too. It's more like a mound.
Oh yeah, it's like
a mound.
It was slightly bigger of a hill, but it wasn't a mountain.
Yes, it's not a mountain.
The cool thing is that once you get there and you start looking at like the rocks and things, and you're like, holy shit, this is cool. You read the plaque, the tourist plaque, and it says, I don't know, some shit about gypsum and why it's here and whatever.
This is where the idea of sparkle came from.
No shooting guns there, and there's bullet holes all over.
Oh sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're in fucking Utah and Arizona. There's bullet holes and everything. But what it made me think of you, Jackie, because you have always been in, like, I have a rock up on my counter right now that I think you gave me, or maybe it was T. T's been on the show before.
Oh, too. Yeah.
But
she's
yeah,
into that.
and I kept it because I was like, I don't know. I feel like if she gave it to me for a reason, then I'm going to keep it. And I don't believe for a second that like a rock or a crystal has any energy. But the fact that T gave it to me, I think that made the energy.
I think so.
See, and that's actually part of it. So actually, every crystal or stone does hold energy. So if you think about even a watch you wear, and what it is made from is quartz crystal. So a lot of the technology and things that we use today is actually made out of quartz because of the intelligent energy that it holds and is able to save that energy and use it for a different source.
So I asked you a question before even like really getting into what you do. How would you describe yourself best? And it's not what you do for a living. It's your hobby. Is that fair to say, or is it your passion?
Fair enough to say. It's just something that is a part of me and something that I am. There's like a new age movement with spiritual people and stuff that are also not on the right area and looking at it. Sure. So I can't really say spiritual, but it is spiritual. It's energy work, and I balance out my energy work with science, though, and I do study into a lot of quantum physics and things to back up something that is not physically seen.
So is it fair if I called you a psychic?
I don't know, maybe. I've never considered myself quite a psychic, but I do pick up on things, and not always right, but I'd say at least 85% of the time. Yeah. That I am right. There's times that something I will pick up on that I don't want to be right about at all, just to find out that I am.
Sure.
So it is a form, or you could label it psychic.
Okay. Yeah. So we're talking about rocks and stones and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to quantify your.
So are you able to determine what like a specific stone means, like an amethyst, for example?
Their abilities, their frequencies, everything's a frequency or a vibration.
Okay.
It holds a different area of healing.
So if I carried around it like an amethyst, if I carried around that in my pocket, what would that do for me?
To be honest, if it's not just a stone that's going to cure things for you or make things better, it does have energy to aid you. Okay. But you have to help yourself to be helped.
Sure,
you're not just going to ever put a stone in your pocket and
expect
your
results. I get it.
And expect results.
Sure.
So if you're going to use that to build the energy that you have inside you to, I guess, make it a stronger outcome, like a manifestation. It will aid you, but it won't cure you.
It affects the way you do things in a way.
It will aid you in those abilities. If there's a stone that is supposed to help with anxiety, but you realize and recognize the problem that you have as anxiety, and you carry that stone with you to aid you as you're aware of your issue and working on it. It will amplify it will amplify your own energy.
Okay,
so
we need to talk after the show, but yeah, I get it.
It will definitely amplify your energy.
And there's different energies to different stones, and they can work together.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. And they will correlate with each other and they work together. But you could never expect to put a stone in your pocket and it to change your life.
Damn it.
What it will, I know. Everything would be so good if we had stones that could do that. But it will amplify your energy, your intention, and help you manifest that goal sooner than just your own energy. Because if it was your own energy, you're focused on that, and then you connect with your crystal, program your crystal to what you want it to do.
What does that mean, like program your crystal, though?
So programming your crystal is setting an intention. Okay. So it's all part of manifestation. You set an intention and you cleanse it. There's a bunch of different cleansing modalities and things, but I also feel like anything energetically is completely personal. There's no wrong way to do it. So there's no wrong way to go about it.
Let me ask this question because we got a little bit deep there, but you say that like different crystals or gems have energy. You don't physically feel that energy, right? It's not a physical feeling?
If you're super sensitive to energy, some people may.
Yeah.
Other people aren't going to feel it. Some people will see the effects, and people that are super doubtful, that are closed off and now allowing energy to flow and income and release from their life, they're not going to feel anything.
Yeah.
But that's also still a choice, and that's why there's the programming and the intention set with your crystal, and also the work you have to put forth for it to work for you.
See, and that's why I asked that question.
Mind. Yeah, an open mind. That's
why I asked that question, because I'm the person, and I've known this for a while. I worked with a person who was really in touch with paranormal things, right?
Yes.
And she swears that the reason why, because I'm like, I don't believe in ghosts, I don't prove it, do a ghost hunter shit and show me a video and maybe I'll believe it. But that's just, she's like, you're just not the type of person that has you're not in tune with that type of thing. So for me, I'm closed off. So bringing you in, I told you this beforehand, I'm a skeptic.
Oh yeah, and that's why I love to do this. And that is, though, because you're not accepting that energy, and you're not accepting it as a reality in your world.
You're right.
And we're all co-creators and manifesting this world together.
You're right.
And in the same sense, we're all living our own reality. And certain people are going to experience things the way they're seeing. Not 2 people are going to experience and see things the same way, and it's all energetic. And if you choose to close yourself off of something because it's fantasy or can it be real or whatever, you've already closed that door.
Yeah.
So it has no access to you until you open up.
Yeah. And I always try to pride myself on having an open mind, which the second half of the show, just for the listeners, I've told you, Jackie, that you can read my tarot card. You can read tarot card reading for the first time ever. I have a complete open mind. I'm a skeptic with all of that, but it's not like I don't believe that doesn't do something for some people. Like if you really believe that putting a cluster of quartz on your island in your kitchen makes you feel good, then go for it. I'm not mad at that.
Well, no, to each his own, 100%.
Kurt, do you think that rocks have energy?
Of course.
What kind of energy?
I don't know. But,
okay, but I see he believes.
But yeah, I do. I mean,
they also have a memory.
Absolutely believe too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
I've also imposed like rocks onto other people. I'm like, hey,
that sounds like you're cursing someone. Hey, you hold on to this shit, or else you're gonna get a flat tire. It's like some voodoo shit.
You guys have all been to my house, right?
Yeah.
You know how many rocks I have in my house. I have been collecting rocks for my whole life. My son collected them, like everywhere, all over my house.
But I've had people come to me and say, I've had some terrible dreams and shit last night or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Why don't you take one of these rocks? It's a specific kind of rock.
So to aid in dreams.
Yeah. You put it by your bed.
Okay.
And go to sleep with it sitting right there and see what that does, if that helps you. Sure and shit enough. They come back and say, that really helped. Thanks.
So can I make an argument? Placebo effect.
You can think whatever you want.
I'm just saying.
Open mind.
How
it's open mind.
mind.
even bringing up
But
dreams?
I mean, like dream catchers were a thing.
Well,
right?
though, just even the point of you having a dream, it's real. You're having a dream, right? But everything that's you're experiencing is energy, and within your own mind. That's not real, even though it feels real.
True.
You want to discuss it later. It's part of your daily life, but you didn't ever really experience it, but you experienced it within a dream.
Yeah, you felt it. Like you
felt
yeah.
it.
We've all had dreams where we feel it. We wake up and we like question if we
bugs
lived
you.
that.
I guarantee every one of us in the room have a dream that has stuck with us since we were children.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But is it real?
I don't know. I mean, real in what dimension?
But just like energy and stones, it is energy. It is still real and it's happening.
Yeah, and the thing is that you have to accept it. Like Jackie was saying, or you have to accept it. If you do, if you reject it, it's not going to do shit for you.
Right.
You know, I gave somebody a stone once, and I'm like, hey, carry this around with you and see if it makes a difference for you.
So did your
and the only and they said yeah, it did. The only thing that it did is scratch the fuck out of my phone. Like, well, okay.
Wrong pocket.
I sort of feel like they're tools to help in, like, guide you to where, you know.
100%. They aid you in that energy if you allow them to become an ally.
Yeah.
But they also do hold an intelligent energy that is separate from ourselves.
And I think that's an important thing to bring up and realize, because I don't want to talk about religion. However, it's still a spiritual thing.
It is, and
so
it kind of falls into that.
Yeah, who am I to tell you what you believe is wrong? I'm just being open. I'm like, yeah, I'm a skeptic, but I'm here. I invited you on the show, and I'm ready to do it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
you know, and just honest feedback of if it really resonates with you, and that's the most important thing. And if it doesn't resonate with you or doesn't hit somewhere, then you know that's where.
I honestly think
I guess
that
the understanding, because it's being pulled out of thin air. You know, it's nothing you've said to me or anything, and there might be certain things that mean something to you that I'm telling you that I'm not even supposed to know. You know, but it's honesty and it's throwing that energy and just you having an open mind to see for yourself broadens the spectrum for you so much.
Kurt, can I ask you an honest question? Do you think that kidney stones hold energy?
They do.
It's all calcium buildup.
They do. It's an incredible amount of energy.
Negative energy.
Kind of let a little
crying and excruciating pain. Oh God.
Can I bring that up?
Yeah.
Can I elaborate?
Yeah.
You kept your kidneys.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Did?
I did. Fuck yeah.
How many?
Just one. It's not very big. It's maybe like 1/8 of an inch, maybe smaller, 1/16 of an inch. But it caused me so much goddamn pain that I was like, I looked at it. I'm like, how I gotta keep this. I just.
Okay, so.
Laura has questions.
How did you collect it?
Well,
do I want to know?
I went to I did go to a urologist, and they prescribed me a bunch of shit like oxycodone.
Really good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff. You know, they gave me
I
that.
am staying home.
And they're like, and they told me, they're like, here's a like a funnel with a little micro mesh down in the bottom of it, and they like piss through this so that you can collect it.
So could you see it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Yeah.
Well, because I was wondering if it was like so small it's microscopic.
No, it sounds like
No, I told you it's like 1/8 of an inch.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine pissing that out.
No.
But
no, it's all right. I just did an ouch.
But that's not where the pain is, because the tube that connects your kidney to your bladder, it's like
scrapes it all the way down.
Microscopic, and that's where the pain is. But
it's kind of like having a baby.
The tube that you piss out of is a lot bigger.
That might almost be the equivalent,
right?
Let's not fucking compare pain tolerances.
Women got it though.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't argue with that. Honestly. I don't have any argument for that.
But it's the first kidney stone that I ever had. I mean,
hopefully the last.
Hopefully the last.
He acted like it's the first.
Like I pray to God he doesn't have a brother.
I'm expecting more. I'm expecting more, and if I do, then I'll probably throw those away. But it was interesting to have that, and of course I looked at it under a microscope, and you could see how much pain is what that causes, because it's like razor sharp edges.
Crystals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very horrible to look at. You look at it and go, oh my God, I pissed this out.
But I don't feel like you're getting any good energy from that one.
No. But you know what? You can tell somebody to put it in their pocket and might scratch themselves.
Make a wish.
So what got you like interested in like the study of spirituality and reading tarot cards and energies of things?
I feel like it's always been a part of my life since I was a child. Not always knowing what it was, but with my family, it's always been, oh, I had a dream, or I see this. My mom as a kid would play games with us where she'd have like a deck of cards and she would be like, what number do you feel this is? What color, what suit? Mm-hmm. Not knowing as a child, like we're playing a game, but that was building my intuition.
Okay. Yeah.
That was building my foresight. My mom, my aunt, my grandmother, my dad, a lot of people in my family and stuff have always had an intuition. It was growing up, oh, I have this feeling. Mm-hmm. And that is energy, those feelings and things like, I have something's going down today. Mm-hmm. I have this feeling. I want everybody to be aware, and all the time it was right. So it was kind of like tuning into that. Yeah. I had paranormal experiences and things, and then questioning yourself as well. Like, oh, I'm either crazy or there's something that is going on in my life that is there. So I went on a hunt on, am I crazy or is there something going on as well? Yeah. Started studying, and it's just something that's natural to me. It's something that prior to, though, I always questioned. Yeah. And so along my way, I've always studied the science that can prove the work that I'm doing, because I needed it to be validated. So,
and I mean, that totally makes sense, because at a young age, you had already started thinking about connecting those feelings with what causes them. And that's awesome. And at a young age, I was reading like... what are they? The horoscopes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you think the horoscopes are true, or do you think that they're generalized for the
I feel like
public?
It's to a certain extent, and I feel like that with a lot of spiritual people nowadays and things you find online. A lot of them are just blowing smoke. Yeah. It's easy money. You just say whatever randomly, or
and it's going to resonate with some people, but not all people.
You know, you're just throwing out things that is generalized for everyone that could possibly be hitting in their life, and then they're like, oh, you know, that's true to me. There's no way you're going to put almost 8 billion people into a 12 category. There's no way. I study more into numerology, but you can back that up with astrology. Astrology to me, since the calendars have been changed and stuff too, there's supposed to be 13 months. There's another zodiac sign and things like that I can't fully agree with the way it is now, because even astrologically, it's not correct. It's not following the stars anymore the way it was meant to be and the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah, and that was another thing I was going to bring up, especially when it comes to calendars and things like that. They get changed all the time, you know. And I'm sure that same thing has happened with constellations and things like
the names can change, but the one thing that doesn't change is the sky. Like it will, the rotation's going to change, the stars, you know, things like that. But the calendar, yes, because it's man-made. Yeah. It was, I think it's the Georgian calendar, and it was, I'm probably wrong on this, maybe 1800s when it was changed for the last time, and where it brought it down to 12 months.
But that's also wrong, because that's why we have a leap year. Because we're occasionally off. And
but if you counted the days and you equaled all the days in 13 months it would be completely equal throughout the year. So it is also proving that there is a month missing because of that leap year, and because of not having equal days in each month.
I think the horoscope thing exposes a big part of probably what you deal with a lot, because the horoscopes, like you said, grouping millions or billions of people into this one paragraph is never going to work.
No,
but in
a
way that kind of gives you a bad rap, because it's like, oh, well, these people are just making shit up.
Well, yeah, and and that's the thing, though. There is so many people that are, and it does discredit other work. And like within my work and energy work that I do like feedback if that's like, going into it. And just because it's a continuous study for myself, there's not one experience that's the same as somebody else's, and it's completely unique. And you can't just abide by, these certain things because it's not going to work just for everyone.
Right. Yeah.
So, question, you use the term Reiki?
Yes.
Is that the word?
Yes.
Is that the overarching word for everything that you do, or is that something specific?
It's not an word for everything. It is specific. It is an ancient Japanese practice that is, so it's chakra energy healing. And that is kind of like focused, I guess, just on that part. So it has nothing to do with tarot cards. Right. It has nothing to do with stones other than, yes, it does, depending on the modality of healing. There's different forms of Reiki.
How do you spell it? Look this up and let's read the definition of it.
What is it again?
Reiki, R-E-I-K-I.
But I think that's important to establish the actual definition of that.
Right.
And then a little bit of history.
No, 100%. But it's completely different than tarot cards. It's completely different in its own sense. It's its own modality. There's a lot of healing forms. Before
we even started the show, when you came into the studio, you cleansed the room.
Yes.
Yeah. Using
Palo Santo.
Yes. And we gave you the time to do that. And now the room smells like it's ready for a tarot card reading. That's like a weird joke, but the feeling involved in that is like it definitely is.
I would love to be able to open your mind to this type of energy because it's going down a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, I don't
Once you open it to this, there's going to be maybe 50 questions answered and 500 questions more.
Yeah.
It is a continuous.
Do you have it?
I do. I'll only read you a little bit of this. It's a pretty big article, but Reiki, is I saying that right? Mm-hmm. You want me to put it up there? I won't be able to read it.
Oh, well, okay, then read it.
Okay, so Reiki is a Japanese form of energy healing, type of alternative medicine. Reiki practitioners use a technique called palm healing or hands-on healing through which a universal energy is said to transfer through the palms of the practitioner to the patient in order to encourage emotional or physical healing.
See, and yeah, that makes total sense. I think a lot of us probably do this in a way in our lives, spending energy on other people when they need it, or focusing your energy on things that, and I'm sure we make mistakes, things that don't really need energy to be spent on. I kind of attribute it to
maybe they're distractions to avoid your own
something
issues.
Right there. There is no mistakes, because even something in your life that you could feel like was hard or bad or whatever sometimes is for the greatest good. It's meant to be happen. It's meant to be learning or letting go sometimes.
Yeah, I've had those moments in my life, and where you look back maybe a year later and go, frick, that was
You're like, I'm glad I didn't get what I wished for.
That was not as hard as I thought it was going to
be. Yep. So it is.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get caught up in, well, at least for me, in a lot of ways, I just put energy out there. I'm an outward energy person. I'm like, dude, I don't need energy. I got tons of it. You guys can have some.
Well, you know what?
But then we all hit a wall sometimes where it's like, fuck, I don't have. And you both have seen it when I've done the podcast and it's been a rough day, and I go have a beer. You guys see me, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk to anybody.
I'll buy you a shot. Here's a shot, Wade.
And I think that realizing that happens in its own way is important,
Oh, it is. And even sometimes the bad things turn out to be good, because that's what you needed.
Yes,
you needed it for some kind of reason, and so there is no mistakes don't exist.
Learning opportunities.
It is.
Yeah. And I think, well, for me, I think everything's a learning experience. I don't ever want to stop learning.
No, 100%. No,
one of my biggest things.
As soon as you stop learning, you start dying.
Yeah. Shit, that's a perfect. Yeah, I would love to take a break, and then when we get back, Now it's my turn to be nervous because you're going to do my reading.
Let's do this. Let's open your mind.
All right, we'll be right back.
The cards can reveal things that you will never see by yourself. Call me now for your free tarot reading.
Call 1-800-980.
And we're back. We're back on the show, episode 260.
We just heard Miss Cleo.
Yeah. You know what? That is a really good example of like what this isn't.
That is not what this is.
Yeah. She did commercialize.
She did. She was a fucking scam too. So
oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's no different than 99 cent per minute phone sex lines.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was.
900 numbers.
So I don't know, Wade, if you cut out the phone number out of that shit
I did
commercial, but you did. Okay, all right, good.
Sorry, I thought you had more. I was just casually taking a drink of my beer. Yeah, that's a bad example of what it is. But I you know what? I actually kind of would like to talk to somebody who's had an experience with like Miss Cleo.
That would be
interesting to see if it resonated.
Yeah, somebody's like, I got a fucking $40 phone bill, and she just told me like, yeah, on one of these days next month you're gonna get a paycheck.
That's what my boss said too.
You're gonna have a bad day.
You're gonna have a bad day. That's a good example.
It is a good example, and it's a good example of how it can discredit real spiritual workers and people that. It's not just anybody has the same capability of doing it, but there are certain people that it has been called upon since childhood for them to become the people that do these things. And there's a lot of people you can easily fake.
Mm-hmm. It's just like any other industry, though, like a magician. You know, you've got the people who really enjoy the sleight of hand and things, and then there's people that are like, I just want your money.
Yeah, the scam investment banker. Or
no plenty about that.
Yeah.
I'm just postponing the inevitable, which is the fact that you're going to read my cards.
Yep.
And I'm honestly nervous about it.
I'm super excited.
We had not a really long discussion, but a very honest discussion during the break that this is going to be you reading my cards.
Yes.
First and foremost. And then if Kurt or Laura have any questions about the process of things or why you're doing something, they'll ask that, but they're not allowed to interfere with the interactions between you and me. Is that fair to put?
That is definitely fair put. And if there's anything I start to say that you would like me to pass on, just say pass, and I will pass. Readings are a very personal experience, and that's why I say that.
Can we make a more fun safe word just for giggles? Can I say
please. Pineapple?
No,
butterfly?
that's it. Like,
is it butterfly? Oh, sparkles.
Goat. You know what? Sparkles from this whole thing. I feel like sparkles.
Okay. Sparkles is the safe word.
Everything's shiny in the sun.
Yes.
And Jackie, you and I have talked before the show that if there's anything left loose ends that we haven't tied up, we'll talk about it afterwards.
That sounds fantastic. Okay. Yes. And so I have 5 decks, and my style of readings is I correlate all the decks that are calling to me, and there's not really a pattern that I read my cards when I'm doing a spread like this. It's just kind of what the placement and calling is for me.
Is there a reason that you have 5 decks?
No, it's just what called to me for this session. Okay. And I'm like, there's sometimes I'll do it with 3, I can do it with 2, or just even the 1. It depends on what calls to the situation.
So it called to you that you're like, man, Wade's got a lot of fucking bullshit.
Well, I mean, there's probably going to have to be some clarifications. I know. Well, I could have, but I was like, these ones were like, I want to go read Wade.
Fuck. Good luck.
So I'm going to start with my Sacred Geometry deck, and it's a energy type read, and meaning that so it's going to play off of your chakras, your weaker or higher points of energy. And so I'm going to shuffle the cards, and I want you to at least just mix them once. I'll hand you the cards.
Okay.
And just kind of focus on what you are wondering on and would like to have more insight on.
Okay. I think I can do that. So just normal shuffle?
However you want, and you can break it. You could just move one card however you want.
Just one card?
You
or
could
the whole
do
deck?
whatever you want.
Okay.
Whatever you want. There's no wrong way of doing it.
Okay. And then I have to, while I'm doing this, I focus on things that I'm...
And I feel like you've already threw out that intention because it's been in your mind. Mm-hmm. But you just throw out the intention of things that you want to come out in your reading or to bring more clarification.
Okay. So now it's up to fate.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
And every deck, when I switch it, I'll hand them to you, and you, whatever you feel like, and then hand them back to me.
One. Okay. I didn't go easy. I shuffled a good.
You probably couldn't see that shuffle, Jackie, but he did do a good shuffle.
I did a good shuffle, right?
You did good.
Yeah.
So will you change your mind through the process and not use all 5, or?
It maybe. So it's just going on filling and how I feel.
Can I get another beer out of the fridge?
You sure can.
Same.
I'm fucking nervous about this shit.
So your first card is the root chakra. What your root chakra is the baseline to all chakras. So if you're having a blockage, which I see right now that you're having a blockage in your root chakra, which is going to cause problems with all of them.
Okay.
It's a baseline chakra, and it's with holding back and not being true and assertive within yourself. I will read the card for you now.
Which card? Yeah, no, sorry. You were about to tell me.
The frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion, support, our sense of security, and our physical plane, both in bodies as well in the physical world.
Can you be a little more fucking subtle?
I'm sorry. Just opening these beers.
I'm trying to take this serious.
So the baseline to where we're gonna go down a rabbit hole together.
The card? Okay.
It's the root chakra, okay. And this is going to be the baseline tarot reading, and I'm only going to pull one card from this deck. This is baseline main card deck. You're having extreme. You're almost at like a crossroads, and you're also withholding because you have an issue with making people feel bad or doing things, but you're making yourself. You're not being true to yourself. You're making yourself feel obsolete, and you're blocking all your other chakras in the process because this is the main chakra.
Yeah, I'm really good at that.
And
honestly.
so you need a lot of clearing in your root chakra.
Okay.
I'm going to go now with my just basic cards. That this is just a card deck just to kind of play off of that for the more elaborate meaning.
Okay, I'll just shuffle anyway.
However you want to shuffle, shuffle. But also with this card too, it's an emotional and financial issues with you that is blocking it, and a lot of these things are a mental issue with you because of lack of confidence.
Okay.
It is so obtainable, but you are blocking yourself out of so many things.
Yeah, of course. I think maybe I'm being protective.
Well, there's a fine line being protective and then hurting yourself from the abundance that you can have and that you deserve, because you're also neglecting yourself by not taking a jump forward and clearing these things. You need to have more faith in yourself.
So I have a question.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt your process or anything like that, but you've got that card sitting on the table right there. Would it be possible for you to pass that over here so I can have a look at it?
You can.
Because I don't want to touch it or anything like that.
That's fine. Our energy right now is all connected, but when I further the read, I do need that card because they all need to be placed with each other, so I can't progress without the card.
Kurt has done his analyzing of the card. Would you like to see the card?
I don't know if Wade
I'm
can
good.
touch it or not, but I just wanted to see.
No,
It's
I've had my
fine.
cards read, so I'm good with this.
So before we go, so explain, like, when you had your cards read, how did it feel?
It's sort of like Jackie has said, it all takes an open mind. And I had questions in my mind that came up during my readings. I've had 3 readings, and instantly it opened my mind to, like, this blockage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this next card that I pulled for you is a queen. This card's representing, and this is from just a regular deck of cards. This card's representing, like, she might not be completely older than you, but older than you. And there's a lot of focus on her, but infinitely, there's a lot of pain attached to this. Could be it's an older woman. It could be possibly a family member or somebody you've known for over 5 years.
Laura, I told you that was for tax purposes.
I know. I don't think.
But there's another woman here too.
Okay.
Oh shit.
This woman's your mother. So the second woman's your mother, and you see so many good things within her, and so that's why this woman means so much to you now. You need to make a clear choice in that decision for abundance, because either way it's going to be a good outcome, but you can't say and wonder about the outcome with this other woman any longer.
What do you mean? So let me clarify. My mother, what's the decision I need to make?
So when the cards first came out, it's a woman that's older than you.
Yeah.
These other cards here, it's been a sad situation. Like, not everything has gone as planned, but it's still rotating and it's still a part of your life. Mm-hmm. Your mother came into play, and you see her as a great, beautiful woman. Like, you have a lot of aspects in women in relationships and stuff because of the woman your mother is.
Yeah.
And there's, for some reason, that this other woman plays a part, and that's why you want to hold on to her.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is this is just one stem of why you're having a blockage, is also because of romantically having so much confusion and holding yourself back. And then also in both ways, like, be like, oh yeah, I don't care, but you really care.
Yeah.
And then also not pursuing things that can be opportunities.
Sure.
And you won't be assertive in those things. And that's why this blockage is actually causing you a lot of grief.
Mm-hmm. So just so far, you're not far off. I'm being honest about that. Not just,
well,
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this for like the listeners or whatever. This is like you're really reading the cards right now. And yeah, I mean, I'm okay with saying that all of that is pretty much true.
Well, thank you. And that's the thing. I don't want to be blowing smoke to anybody. If it truly resonates, it truly resonates. If not, you tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, I will do.
100%, you know, because, and that is the difference between people who actually read and then Miss Cleo. That's the difference. Like, so I make money being legit too, but it's weeding out who is and who isn't.
At what point do you determine to draw another card?
Just filling. It's just...
Because I think
other
some listeners might say
that aren't regular
reaching.
fillings.
Listeners might say that's reaching. Like, you just draw another card because if the first one didn't work, then you can always just have something else to go off.
Is it more clarity for yourself?
It's more clarity because anybody can read tarot cards, and they come with booklets and tell you what they mean. And even within the story of the cards, which I will with this next deck, when I start pulling the cards, I'm going to read you the story, and then I'm going to throw down some of my other cards that are just numbers, regular decks, to clarify. So when I'm picking up messages from my spirit guides and stuff, knowing the meanings of the numbers and the way they're playing, I can understand the message more clear. It's not like they're talking to you in English. It's feelings and vibrations that are coming through to me. So it's almost a clarification of what they're saying. So sometimes I'll pull more because I'm also like, okay, I'm trying to hear you. And it's talking to my guides.
Okay, yeah.
So I'd like you to shuffle those.
This is a lot of cards.
It is. 5 decks worth.
So if I were to do something like, hey, Laura, cut the deck, you can't do that, right?
If you feel drawn to it, do it. Yeah. Energy. If you feel drawn to it, like if something, or even if cards fall out of my deck, there's a reason they're presenting themselves, and I use them in the reading because there's a reason they're falling out to be seen.
I've had that happen.
I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Jackie's read my cards before. I don't remember how long it goes, but
yeah, last time I brought this up, you wouldn't talk about it.
I wouldn't, but I do distinctively remember she was having me shuffle the deck and a card popped out, and she's like, no, don't.
I was like, don't touch it.
Don't put that back.
You want to know the fucking crazy thing right now? Is that the card that's on top of the first card? So the Queen, when I was shuffling that deck, that's the card that popped out.
Because it was meant to pop out, because this is something that's been weighing on your mind.
Fuck you, David Blaine.
Yeah, I'm going to see that guy.
But then also you got to recognize, if you look at the suits, and I'll move this card, so how they all correlate. This one, because it leads back to this main question.
You're pointing at the Queen.
And the ones trying to make me understand where it's rooting from, they're all the same suit.
So how many cards do you have on the table so you've got 6?
I've got 6 cards on the
table.
I have one from my Sacred Geometry Oracle deck, and the rest are verification cards for myself that are from a regular deck of cards.
Yeah. Kurt, will you go make sure that she has the mic in the right place?
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
You got law is not justice.
Okay. What does that mean?
Rules that are not fair. I will read you the stories to these cards. And then you got find the lesson, discover the purpose in the situation, trust that you are learning. And I'd like you to notice that it's 30 and 29 are the numbers of these cards.
That's interesting.
Why is that important?
Well, sequential.
These cards have been used, shuffled.
I shuffled
everything.
them
you
for
shuffled them before you handed it to me, and I did not. And they're in order.
Yeah, unless you did some sleight of hand
after you handed them back to me. So, and all your cards are correlating.
So now you're looking in a book, which I assume is attached to the meaning of the cards.
This is my Alice deck, and it will tell the story, and then I will put other cards to elaborate on what I'm getting from the spiritual realm.
Would you say an Alice deck?
It's my Alice in Wonderland deck.
Okay.
And law is not justice. The situation Alice finds herself in patiently unfair. No one should be judged, convicted, or serve a sentence prior to the evidence being heard. But this is a situation Alice finds herself within. This could be what is taking place in your world, unfair as it may be. Someone wants to judge you before they know you, convict you before they understand your side of the story, and they most certainly have not examined any evidence.
Okay.
Nevertheless, they wish to judge.
I think that's like most people, honestly.
Yeah. Well, but this is somebody that's closer to you.
Okay.
Since it's right side up, it is someone may have the authority to impose the law, but the law or the rule is ready to be questioned. Following the law, even though it is unjust, contamination without knowing the full story, being judged by people who do not know you or have a biased view. You may be judged people you do not understand.
Yeah.
Second one is find the lesson.
I feel like this is such a weird reading because now you're in everybody's ears, including the listeners right now. So, yeah.
So in this one, I'm just drawn to reading the end, not the story. It's upheaval, quarrelsome, people, disputes, confusion, uncertainty. And I'm going to pull a few more cards from this to clarify this. But
so why did you didn't read the you didn't read the whole thing?
I wasn't drawn to reading the story because I'm picking up on more, and since it correlates like this, something happened with you and somebody close to you that is leaving you actually very upset. You're not really reaching out or doing anything about it. or even standing up for yourself, but it's bugging you. And so you're not being true to yourself, but it's something that you haven't addressed. And then it's almost like, is it too late to address it? And you're just stuck in your own head about it. But it's something that you need to stand up for yourself about and express that.
Okay. So you turned over 2 cards. We'll call that 3 cards.
There's going to be 3 cards. Yeah. You're not wrong in the way you're feeling. Mm-hmm. You're still, though, like it's not a full balance, and it's okay to be hurt, but it's not okay not to stand up for yourself and say what needs to be said. You also need to express it and not just deal with it in silence anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
These reasons and these things that you're doing between the woman and the things you're holding back there, and this is a friendship and you're holding back there and you're not being true to yourself, you're holding back. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make you mean or a bad person if you have to say some things that other people don't like, and you have a problem saying things because you know the other person isn't gonna like, but it's causing you a lot of turmoil. You're almost at you're on a crossroads of changing.
Okay.
But if you don't address these things, you're going to actually degress instead of progress.
Yeah.
You're at a crossroads of these issues are eating you alive. So you're either going to let them eat you, or you're going to come ahead of it in a good way and progress.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I can.
It's all on you.
With that.
Yeah,
I know that this is the most boring shit ever to a listener, but it, honestly, you're speaking things that I can relate to. So as a skeptic, I can say, well, of course you're speaking. You also, you know me pretty well.
Yeah.
So it would be easy for you to make assumptions if you were doing that. But what you've said so far, it makes a lot of sense. There's a few things that I could be like, okay. I kind of,
but and that's reasonable. Yeah. And the honesty, all I want is the honesty, because the one situation that you have on my left could use more clarification as well to me, because I feel like it's a stacked on situation and it's not just one thing, it's multiple things. Yeah. And so having it come into me is kind of confusing, where I can't fully balance that one out.
The person I am is a people pleaser. I think everybody deserves to be happy. I think everybody deserves their fair shake.
Yeah.
Anything.
100%.
Right? And if somebody's excited to pursue something that they want to, go for it. Who am I to say what you can or can't do? But I could also agree with the fact that I've always said it before. Laura, you've heard me say it, and Kurt, you have to. I'm too fucking nice.
Well, yeah, not everything is rainbows and sunshine. Nice.
No, but you know what?
And there shouldn't be a thing that's ever too nice. But in a girl,
there's never too nice. There's people that take advantage,
and that is why you can't be. And that's the thing, is because it's a world of balance.
Yeah, that's why everybody should work in downtown Salt Lake
at least once.
At least once you get panhandled enough, so you're like, no, dude.
We'll just know when to be a dick.
That's why.
Well, and that's the hard part to decipher, because I'm still working on it myself, because I'm mostly love and light, but you get on my bad side.
Yeah. Thank God you're reading my cards and I'm not on your bad side. Okay, I just shuffled another deck. I can't decide if I'm more nervous or less nervous yet.
So you got the
What's
Cobra.
this deck called?
This is the Animal Spirit deck.
Okay.
Maybe I should stand up because I can't really see the cards.
We can take a picture of your spread.
I like watching you work. You're watching me work.
It's been fantastic.
Is this similar to card readings you've had, Laura?
Yeah,
in the past?
absolutely.
Same with you, Kurt?
What's that?
Same with you? This is similar to what you've experienced?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and this is upside down. So When it's in balance, it's humble, full of life, and things just easily flowing. Since it is upside down, it's taking a class, you need to study, you need to focus. So this is telling me that with these situations, and these two things are not just like the situations, but they're kind of the situations that are bothering you the most.
Okay.
That you have to come to a point, or when it does come to a point, it ain't going to be your decision anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not going to be a good outcome. If you wait,
it's not going to be a good outcome.
No, if you wait, this is take control. You're blocked right now.
Yeah.
In your energy, which is if you're blocked at your root chakra, all your chakras aren't spinning accordingly.
So what you're telling me is I'm like a building and my foundation's fucked.
Yeah, but not fucked. Well, okay, that was a little harsh.
Okay.
That was a little harsh. You're not, let's clarify, okay? You're not fucked, but you have blockages. And so your energy isn't flowing properly. Your energy, you got to picture your chakras as spinning wheels in your...
Like a cog in the machine.
Spinning wheels all the way up.
Yep.
And then there's something, just this mass trying to... Like being in a washer. Yeah.
No, that's
or like clothes in a washer, but it's trying to come out.
It's like
somewhere.
a pulley system.
It's not spinning properly.
Yeah.
And if the one that starts everything spinning isn't spinning properly, none of the rest are.
Yeah.
It's closing you completely off, and you're being closed off of things that are good and big opportunities for you.
I'm the root chakra, and all this is based off of that.
Well, it is. So, it's your root chakra.
Okay, so you relate that. Okay. Yeah.
So it is based off that, and it's because of your thought process, though.
Did you just draw a wolf cart or a fox cart?
It's a fox.
Hell yeah, love foxes.
I love foxes too. They're
so
amazing creatures.
I actually don't mind watching a fox kill a rabbit because I think they're super cute. So I'm like,
I don't know how cute that is. So
I'm just saying.
I kind of mind.
They'll bite the fuck out of you, though.
Oh yeah, they'll rip your face off without
Circle of life food chain.
How cute is it then?
I mean, if you heard of that documentary with the bear, the guy that lived with the bears, and the bears ended up eating him.
Oh yeah.
For him, he probably thought that was pretty cute.
And people with the monkey too. So
the movie Nope.
So this one is not upside down. So it's magical, ingenious, teacher. You have all these things coming forward through yourself, and you have so many ideas and processes that are coming through you, but you can't balance them out. You have great ideas. You need to take time and focus on the ones that are going and happening now, and slow down. You need to slow down and actually focus, because and you are to an extent, but yes, you can 100% do better. But that's because you're not focusing, because then all of a sudden you're bored and you want to focus on, this new idea. Great ideas, yes.
Yeah, you're right.
But you have to take care of the ones that are already in process and happening. And that kind of leads back, though, too, in your relationships and in your mental health at this point, that it's going back and forth. You're at a crossroads of...
Yeah, I wouldn't tell you you're lying to me.
I wouldn't take on any new projects right now, even though it's a good idea. It could and would be good. But if you continue to take on more projects and ideas, the ones you have now aren't going to be there anymore for you. So you got to decide what's most important for you.
Okay.
You have all these 9s out.
Kurt, you're fired.
All right, sweet.
So balance and stuff is close to you right now. Right now, your main focus is, out of all your projects and things, would have to be your romantic life and your finances. There's something going on in both areas that are negative right now to you.
Okay.
But only because you're not fully committed to anything because you're fully committed to the worry right now, and you can't focus because you're thinking of things that possibly could happen or things that have happened, and you're not living in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that fucking truck wasn't cheap.
Well, yeah, well, yeah.
Damn. Thank God for tax returns.
No kidding.
That's what those numbers meant earlier. 30 whatever.
The what?
The 3059 or whatever it was. That was your payment.
God, I wish it was that cheap.
All in all,
Yeah. How did I do? Like on a grade from?
I can't grade this.
Okay.
It's just sporadic. I'm like, it's just random things.
what were the last
You
cards?
grade me.
What were the last cards? Because you did flip cards over.
I did flip some more to clarify. And like I always say, future cards are not a thing. It's from this moment right now. Because any decision or anything you do after this, your future can change.
Yeah.
But if you focus on the two things that have been brought up right now,
Yeah.
and you level those out so you feel better, abundance, and I'm like, it's going to be good for you. And then you possibly can take on a different project.
Yeah. Okay.
But until
makes
then,
sense.
you need to fix what's on your plate now.
Yeah. I've been trying to do that for a long time, honestly.
Well, you can. It's going to happen, but you have to do it and quit beating yourself up in your own mind.
You were gonna say it. You didn't. Just tell me to quit being a bitch.
Quit being a bitch.
Pineapple. Oh wait,
Pineapple.
sparkles.
Sorry, sparkles. Yeah, God, we don't even know the safe word. So unsafe.
Yeah. No. Is that? Are you done?
We can close on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that was a great experience. I don't know if that translated through the audio, but I mean, you definitely brought up things that I've thought about and I've wondered and I've known that I need to do, and it
did it resonate with you?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
See,
yeah,
all right. See, that's good, and that's clarification for me too with what I do.
I think I definitely would have had a worse experience with Miss Cleo.
I would guarantee that, and
you'd be poor for
it. And people like that is what gives spiritual workers a bad name.
Yes.
So before we end the show, Kurt and Laura, you guys have to how did you feel after your first reading? That was my first one, and I'm done being the spotlight, so you guys have it.
Well, I'll say that when Jackie read my cards, I don't remember how long ago was it. Do you?
It's been almost a year now.
Has it?
I think it has been.
Yeah, it's been over a year at least.
Yeah.
But it hasn't been too far off of that. But when you did it for me, it was surreal. I mean, I remember that I didn't express too many emotions on it.
No, you didn't even give me any feedback. So I was like, I don't know if that resonated or not.
I'll tell you after a year it did. You were not quite on the square on the nail, but you were very, very close.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing too, because anybody can do tarot cards and read from a book. I have to focus my energy and try to connect with something that isn't here. It's not physical. It's in a different realm. It's not even, it's in a whole nother place. So it's not always, and I love clarification. And if I'm wrong and if everything I said was wrong, yeah, I want to be told.
Sure.
If I'm pulling things and I'm close because it's not even words or anything, I'm pulling these things and their pictures and thoughts and messages coming through me, I'm not going to be 100%.
Yeah.
Nobody's ever going to be 100%.
Yeah.
I sort of felt the same way. It was like I had my cards read 3 times, and it took some time for me to realize, same thing, had blockages and clarity.
And that's why I
realize what I was going through at the time.
100%. And that's why I love my chakra deck. And I'll start and I'll just do one card from that. And if I use that card or that deck alone, not more than 2 cards, because it is the extreme baseline of your energy. It's what is your energy baseline and where is all this energy coming from? Yeah. If it's negative, good, or whatever, what chakras it's coming from, so you can pinpoint it.
Yeah, let me just reiterate the fact that we didn't set this up before.
No.
The only thing that we did is I said, "Do you want to be on the show?" And I was gonna kind of play it off on CD and be like, "Read his cards," because I'm too nervous. We didn't set this up.
No,
like you didn't lead me in. I didn't lead you in. This is all truly organic, and it definitely reminds me of like an acid trip. I've got a lot to think about. You know what I mean?
Well, see, and that's awesome. And I'm glad and I'm happy and honored to be the first one to ever read your cards.
Thank you so much.
I'm glad that it resonated and it hopefully opened your mind to this different realm and things that do exist.
Yeah. You know what? I would love to sit in on somebody else's reading, as weird as that would be. Just to see what their experience would be.
We're actually planning on doing mine
I'm
after
doing Laura's after.
Can
You're more than welcome.
Can we do it upstairs? Okay, not obviously not on the show. If the listener, you're the listener. If you want to get in touch with Jackie and you want her to do what she just did for me, which I'm still processing, let us know. Just send us an email at contact@theweeklyInsult.com. Just because I don't want to give your personal phone number out, send a message to us.
Email
and
I'll get back to him.
We'll put you in touch with Jackie. 100%.
I would love that.
Thank you so much for coming on the show, taking time out of your Tuesday night. It's the 7th of March.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And like I said, I'm honored to be the first to read your cards.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Laura, for being the quick sub-in co-host.
Always.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
Kurt, you're fired. This has been your Weekly Insult. We'll catch you next week. We're fucking leaving the room, man. Like, you don't have to be Hans Zimmer.